flap, pustule, jowls, nugget, gurgle, smear, bulbous, pork.
If you hear certain words on the job site,
baloney,
work can be uncomfortable.
tender.
So at least get work gear that's comfortable. Timberland Pro work shirts, pants, and boots. Head to toe, Timberland Pro. Not uncomfortable.
Moist.
Welcome again to Highly Questionable. Grateful again for the presence of this person, a sucker for the pulling back of the banana when she's got her hand extended. Jemele Hill, what do you like on the show today? He pulled back the banana with the left hand. He did this with the right. What do you like on the show today, Jemele?
All right, what I like is the fact that I'm going to try to use the word blotitious. R.I.P. Craig Mack.
All right, blotitious. Dale, papi.
Does Kirk Cousins deserve a fully guaranteed $84 million contract?
That's interesting, the way he pronounces guaranteed. That's expected. That's how it is in Spanish. The G and the U become a gua. $84 million. Nobody thinks that $84 million guaranteed is what Kirk Cousins should be getting. But it doesn't matter that nobody thinks that because one team does. The Minnesota Vikings. And he may be of that value to them because their skill position guys are so good. They had a hodgepodge at quarterback last year, and he's better than the guys that they had. And so you have to pay more if you feel like you're a piece away. The thing that's difficult about football is sometimes you feel like you're a piece away, and then the next year you have injuries. The next thing you know, Kirk Cousins is trying to carry you, and we don't think that he can do that. But those skill guys can make a lot of quarterbacks look good. They did last year.
Yeah, Dan, it's not about whether or not you deserve it. It's about what you can negotiate, and that's what Kirk Cousins has proven. Look around the NFL, especially at the quarterback position. Does Matthew Stafford, based off his production, deserve to be paid what he's paid? No, but he's with the one team that has always needed a quarterback, and they got him. And though they haven't adequately built around him, the fact is that gave Matthew Stafford a lot of leverage. Kirk Cousins, being a free agent at this point in his career, gave him a lot of leverage and a quarterback-thirsty lead. Not to mention, the beauty of this contract, potentially, is that he could be a free agent at 32. By the time this is all said and done, Kirk Cousins could make $250 million or more. That is astounding. Congrats to my Michigan State brother for showing us how it's done.
Well, here is what I was going to say. Like Kirk Cousins to you, he does not look like a gangster, correct? But this is all gangster. He bet on himself again and again, and now he's getting $84 million that makes him something of a pioneer because nobody gets this kind of guaranteed money in football. And Doug Baldwin's on Twitter saying he's a hero. He's a role model. We all need to be going after the guaranteed money because Kirk Cousins, gangster, bet on himself and won.
The Norma Ray of the NFL.
Unbelievable. You didn't have that one happening, did you?
Do you expect Case Keenum to be as good for the Broncos as he was for the Vikings?
I like that. So exotic. Keenum. No, I do not expect him to be as good for the Broncos as he was for the Vikings, but this is an upgrade for the Broncos who struggle to find someone stable at that position. Look, what you have to ask yourself when you look at Case Keenum is Case Keenum the guy that we saw with the Vikings, or is he the guy that he's always been previous to that? It's hard to remember that this guy was in a draft class that was pretty good with Andrew Luck and RG3, and no one ever said a word about Case Keenum potentially being in this position with this particular franchise. But look, in that division, Case Keenum is about as good as you can get if you're the Broncos. They still got a pretty good team around him. I just don't think that it's fair to expect the same success that you saw with him in Minnesota.
There's nobody watching this right now, not even John Elway, if it happens to be on in his office, that actually knows how good Case Keenum is. He's had more bad years than he's had good ones, and the good one we saw from him last year was behind an offense that produced that for a lot of people, just like Nick Foles won the Super Bowl MVP. And you're wondering how good he actually is. Case Keenum had the advantage of playing for an overwhelming football team that carried him as much as he carried it. He's going to have to do some carrying in Denver, and I don't think he can do it.
Ring, ring,
3 rings.
Ring.
Always 3 rings.
Hello?
It's weird.
Oh, John Elway. John Elway.
Oh, okay. All right. Thought it might be Fred Hoiberg again.
Huh?
I thought it was Hoiberg.
You never watched this show? No? The show is no good?
Okay, very good, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The show will never be good?
Okay, will never be good. All right.
And Dan doesn't know what he's talking about it?
No.
All right, I'll let him know.
You got that?
Yeah. It'll never be good, this show, just like Case Keenum in Denver. That show's not going to be good either.
Hey-o.
Lashing out at the imaginary legend, not calling on a plastic banana.
would you have liked to see Drew Brees play for a different team?
Man, we are talking about Kirk Cousins. We are talking about Case Keenum. If Drew Brees had moved teams, if Drew Brees had gone to the Vikings, wouldn't you be more excited than even Kirk Cousins going to the Vikings? Drew Brees, according to some reports, was guaranteed $60 million by a mystery team. He took $27 million guaranteed instead of that $60 guaranteed million to play for the Saints because that's where he wants to end his career. He's taking a discount. That team is perfectly suited for him to carry some of the load with a good running game and now a good defense and a lot of help. This is the right place for him to finish his career. And now it looks more than ever like this is where he's going to finish it.
I'm going to be selfish for a minute. Dan, other than this fine program, my favorite TV show is Young and the Restless. You know why? Because you have baby switching, husband snatching, you have people rising from the dead. In other words, you have drama, okay? And nothing would have been more dramatic than Drew Brees going to a team that had beaten him before in the playoffs. That would have been outstanding. That's why the NBA wins the offseason. That's why they win social media, because players aren't afraid to switch teams. Look, it makes all the sense in the world. He's 39 years old. He wanted to finish his career in New Orleans, and this is the way to do it. But, man, he's stronger than me, because if a mystery team would offer me $60 million, I would have been like, bye, I'll get some vignettes later.
But wait a minute. I just realized something, and I'm sorry I stepped on your line at the end there. The mystery team appears to be the Vikings, because the Vikings gave 3 years, $84 million guaranteed to Kirk Cousins. They would have offered Drew Brees guaranteed money, because they're giving it away over there, to play with those skill guys over there. I'm not reporting it exclusively. I'm speculating it recklessly, and I stepped on a joke at the end to boot.
You know who's very mad at that decision?
Who's that?
His agent.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
$60 million against $26 million. That agent, Drew Brees will never see that agent again. I'm telling you something. That's right.
That agent is going to injure him in the offseason.
Does the addition of Sammy Watkins increase or decrease the pressure on Patrick Mahomes?
You all thought Sammy Watkins was going to be a better professional football player, right? He's 24 years old. He's one of the best wide receivers I've ever seen, and foot problems have made him not the guy that he was in college. So now at 24 years old, an uber-talented #1 overall pick has bounced to two teams, and now he's going to another one, and it's because nobody out there really trusts his feet. I don't know if he could be a great player if his body has betrayed him, and so far he's been less than what I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, if we're expecting him to go to Kansas City and have some Odell Beckham-like run, I think we need to toss those expectations out the window. He's never been that guy, and more or less, he can't be that guy in this offense, which I think is okay. You have Tyreek Hill, you have Travis Kelce. They have a lot of weapons on the field, and so with that being the case, maybe his role is to be a little bit more of a decoy, and as he even said, maybe my role is to block. So he's found something else that he can do well, and I think for this team, situationally, as a role player, he's going to be great. As for Patrick Mahomes, look, the pressure was on him the moment that they drafted him. He's with Andy Reid, who's considered a bit of a quarterback whisperer. So for sure, people are going to expect production quickly. But people also have to remember that this guy, man, he's still wet behind the ears. I don't know if he can give them what they ultimately expect.
Think what she's saying there when she says decoy. Sammy Watkins, decoy. Sammy Watkins, blocker. This is one of the best college receivers I've ever seen. This has been a pretty precipitous fall because of his body.
Anyone can quarterback that team. Even this guy.
What guy?
He's a lineman for Lavelle Edwards, but...
Oh, there it is. For no reason, totally gratuitous.
There we go.
Andy Reid. That's a 14-year-old Andy Reid right there. Number 22 behind him, also 14 years old.
Should the Spurs play Kuwait now or get him healthy for next season?
Yeah, they should definitely play him now. Can you believe that if the Spurs miss the playoffs, it will have been 20 years since that's actually happened? If you have an opportunity to make the playoffs, you have to make it, especially considering, let's say they're an 8 seed. Look at this team. LaMarcus Aldridge, Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker, even though he's on the back nine of his career, still good. If you're Houston, do you want to see that team in the first round? Probably not. Not even Golden State. They don't want to see their team either, so that's why they got to do it.
I don't think I've ever disagreed more with anything Jemele Hill has ever said. You've got to look at the long-term future of Kawhi Leonard. The Spurs, with or without Kawhi Leonard this year, with him coming back from injury, are not going to beat the Warriors. They're not going to beat the Rockets. They're injured all over the place. And the biggest surprise in the league, not Portland, not anybody, is that the Spurs are in danger of not making the playoffs. They have not been good enough. They have not been healthy enough. And there is no proof that if Kawhi came back, all you wouldn't be doing is risking his trust and further injury by chasing something that's short-term when he's your long-term.
Dan, did we just debate? I thought the
we
show did.
Did. I don't like that kind of show. They've got one of those at ESPN. I've never been on it.
Ring. Ring.
Nice. 3 rings. 3 rings.
Ring.
There it is. There's the 3rd ring.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
That's Kawhi calling.
Somebody there? Hello?
It's Kawhi. He had a lot to say. Man, he was angry.
I think that was Kawhi.
Oh, no, he agreed with you.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Do you think Tom Brady enjoys chugging a beer?
Tom Brady doesn't have a lot of secrets outside of maybe the deflating of footballs and that doctor who's not a doctor, but one of his secrets is that he is the best beer chugger in the entire Patriots locker room and has been the entire time that he's been there. Look at this on Colbert last night. Tom Brady dusting Colbert. Puts it down, get a little more, finishes first anyway, competitive. Jemele, was this any kind of surprise to you? Because we don't see this kind of Tom Brady in public. I've found interesting that he's now revealing portions of his life to us, that he's doing this in documentary form, that he doesn't mind finding his voice or having fun publicly. Were you surprised by this at all?
I was not surprised because that had been the word on the street for Brady for a long time. That part of the reason why his teammates love him so much is that he's a bit of an everyman. He is the guy that you can go out and chug beers with, despite the fact that at one point in his career, he had frosted tips in his hair. Now, here's the thing. One other reason why I was really proud to see this is because Tom Brady, if you look at what his diet is and his regimen, it sounds like something that Will Smith ate in I Am Legend after all of civilization had been wiped out. I mean, the man had never had a strawberry until Colbert. What kind of menace doesn't eat strawberries and avoids them on purpose? So I was happy to see this glimmer of humanity to let me know that Tom Brady isn't just some robot, that he's actually a real person.
That is how low the standard is, that a sports critic is proud of Tom Brady because he chugged a beer with Colbert.
Beer, that's a soft drink, man. You gotta go for whiskey.
Yeah, let's go, Brady. What do you got?
Tequila.
Let's go. That's right. Mix them all together like my dad does.
That's
right. That's right.
Get the other one.
Bang.
Get the other one.
That's
Bang.
right.
And just keep going.
That's right.
That's nothing.
That was this morning.
He's a rookie.
That was this morning. That's how he does the show. Why do you think it comes out this way?
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Hey, Papi doesn't like flushing either. All right. We got a fight here. Parking lot fight.
Oh, I hear some bad language. Oh, she's doing the same here. No!
My son's TV show is brought to you by Toltz.
Hey there, I'm a glue stick, so I have one job. I glue kid stuff. So sorry for being jealous of Geico, who does a ton more, like give you 24/7 access to thousands of licensed agents. And Geico has been around for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. While I've just got mediocre adhesive skills, Geico also has an award-winning mobile app. Uh-oh, arts and crafts time. No eating the glue stick, Miss Lydia.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Time to play the game that wants to be a free agent. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if the Warriors should be taking this season more seriously?
I think Steve Kerr wants them to have more fun. They do it a little differently there. They've got DJs at practice. He knows they're tired. And last night they had a big party. They canceled practice today because the party was so big last night for Steph Curry's 30th birthday, according to the Athletic. Look at that. That's Steve Kerr shaking it.
I certainly don't feel so bad that I am in rhythmically challenged nation. They're with me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Clay. Oh, no.
Yeah,
What was he? Was he trying to do a guitar slide? I don't know what was happening there. But look, as good as this dance party appears to be, that's not even the best part of what happened at this party. Check out my man Steph Curry chowing down on some ribs. That's how you celebrate 30. When I woke up on my 30th birthday, I was in Vegas. There was confetti and there was balloons. And, it was a bad scene. I didn't remember anything that happened in the last 15 hours. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, very good. Revelatory in ways we weren't expecting.
He's eating ribs and also wearing a white shirt. That's not good. That's not a good move on his part. Look at that.
That's how you know this party's out of control. That's how you know there's been too much fun and everything. Because everyone knows you do not eat ribs with a shirt like that. No.
That's right. Do you question if this dime was on purpose?
Papi, do you know what a dime is? Do you know what a dime is?
Yeah, of course I know what a dime is.
No, I know what you know what an actual dime is. Do you know in basketball what a dime is?
Well, I know a dime is a dime. What is it?
Okay, a dime is a dime. Very good. Let's check in. We'll check in with him a little later to test him on this. Let's see if this dime was on purpose. Oh, that was beautiful. Was that on purpose? Let's see what we've got here. I mean, I think it kind of was.
I think it was on purpose.
I think it kind of was.
Yeah, he went behind the back. He knew that my man was underneath the basket. I think you give him credit. Degree of difficulty was definitely interesting.
All right, but regardless, let's check in again on number 11 there and the whole lot of useless he was contributing on defense. What was this guy doing? Just wandering around. Look at him. Confused, just looking at it. Oh, that's the way that went. That's not good. Let me fix my hair here.
Unfortunate fall.
Back to the original question. Papi, what is a dime in basketball? You have now seen the video. What is a dime in basketball?
A dime is a pass behind your back. How's that? Is that
Close
the good
enough.
one? That's right.
Close
That's
enough.
Right.
Close enough. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
That's right.
All right. I got lucky on that one, buddy.
I call his bluff.
Yeah, Alex Trebek would say no, but that's okay.
Close enough. Do you question who deserved this parking spot?
We go to the appropriately named Flushing, New York, where we find people, creatures, fighting over a parking spot, as they are wont to do in Flushing. Let's see what we've got here.
Flushing.
Hey, Papi doesn't like Flushing either.
All right,
we got a fight here, parking lot fight.
Oh, I hear some bad language. Oh, she's doing the savior. No, that's not allowed.
Are you serious?
That is not allowed.
Are you kidding?
They have every right. That's part of it. To save the parking space, you have to be in the actual car.
Are you serious? Are you?
Oh, no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Get her up out the paint, man. That doesn't count.
All right, are we getting her out of the paint?
Get her out the paint.
Okay, but what's going to happen here? Because I don't want to watch her taken out of the paint by whatever is being driven here. Oh, no, reinforcements.
All right.
Reinforcements.
Now they've lost control of the situation.
Stand here.
I'm just going to stand here.
So this is like a protest.
I mean...
You just... Do they not understand?
Wait, we now have three. We have three people.
We have three people. Okay. So the three people standing have shamed the people driving into driving away.
Wow, that's an upset, though. I did not have the three people winning that particular fight. Did you?
The same thing happened to me a number of years ago. And they are still picking up pieces of that person of my bumper.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's not over
true.
the person. That's
right.
the way you do it. You know,
how we did it.
And then when the police came in, well, I didn't see anybody.
I didn't see anybody.
Kind of dark.
I don't know what you guys are talking
my
about.
lights were not working. The front lights in there, and I couldn't see it. What happened?
Vigilante justice.
It's a normal day. You're rushing out the door to get to work on time when suddenly, there it is, the dreaded service light. So what is it this time? Tire pressure, low coolant, time for an oil change? When it comes to service lights, head to Jiffy Lube. We've got you covered. Drive in today and make the switch to Pennzoil. Ask for Pennzoil Synthetics, getting you back on the road in a jiffy. Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is perpetually frustrated by little meaningless things. See? Oh, no.
Oh, she got
Nailed
good at
it,
it overnight.
practice.
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On True TV, the NCAA tournament first four.
No. It doesn't start yet. March Madness does not start yet. I don't care that they expanded this to have other teams and make more money. It doesn't start until Thursday. But let's just check in on how Radford, you don't care about Radford, but how Radford made it into the tournament.
Caleb Tanner, not that you need a three. Here we go for the 2018 Big South Championship.
Right here. Tied.
Drama.
This is your chance to get in the tournament. And there it is. Not the best shot.
Three.
He sticks it. Look at that. Papi is happy.
Yeah. Great game.
Glory be to Radford.
Yeah.
None of you had ever heard of Radford before that very moment. Not
really.
one of you.
No.
You might think that guy's name is Radford.
I tell you what, that's not intriguing for me to watch it. Sorry, I'm a no. I'm with you, Dan. The tournament doesn't start till the tournament starts. I feel about the playoff games that I feel about preseason basketball and preseason anything.